A lot of people think, oh, well, I would never fly in that luxury. It's a waste of points. It doesn't have to be luxury either. The impetus for me starting this company was learning to use points to bail myself out of scenarios where I just didn't like the prices I had to pay. All right. Hopefully everyone got the gist of today's message. We're going to talk about a really, really important thing that without this one thing, you will never get more than 2% out of your credit card spend. So I'm going to set the stage a little bit, and we're going to talk about the hidden problem behind most points and why most people just kind of roll their eyes and say, yeah, I tried the points thing once and it wasn't worth the trouble. And again, that was me too. For 25 years, I thought, yeah, points, whatever. The only way to arbitrage it that I knew of was sign-up bonuses and lots of credit cards, and it just wasn't worth the trouble.
So I see why Joel threw this my way. Prior to finding JGOOT and learning the value of points, anytime I could rack up points with a sign-up bonus or purchases or whatever the case was, the moment those points posted, I was cashing them out for a penny a point.
And it can be frustrating. And in fact, I've kind of changed my tune with friends and family who say, hey, can we go do coffee sometime? Or can I pick your brains sometime? And I've kind of changed tack and I say, this is it's entirely possible for anyone. Even if you flip burgers at McDonald's, it's possible for anyone to get 10 to 25 grand in free travel per year. But there are a series of things that are very important that you must do. And if you don't, or if you just half-ass it, or if you just get the right credit card without learning how to use it, you're probably better off just going and getting an unlimited 2% cashback card. Examples of bad redemptions are getting a gift card, a $100 gift card with 10,000 points. Booking a flight or a hotel through your credit card company. That's the key. All of these things may seem like a great value. After all, you don't have to spend cash out of your pocket. But once you learn what points can do, that's where it starts to get more motivating to learn to do it the right way. So if you learn to spend those points wisely, instead of just 2% cash back, you can get 10 to 50% in free flights or hotels. And so the key here is transfer partners, or transferring those points to what are called travel partners, and knowing how to do the math of when it's a good value to spend them or not. Let's talk about transfer partners, and let's talk about how to actually do that, because without this one thing, like I said, you'll never get much more than 2% on your credit card spend. So just to drive this home, do you want $500 cash back or a statement credit? Or do you want a $12,000 private suite that most of us would never experience in our lives? Do you want $500 cash back? Or here's another example from a client who has done the same thing. Do you want $300 cash back? Or do you want $3,500 in free lodging? That's an example of an 11-cent redemption. A lot of people think, oh, well, I would never fly in that luxury. It's a waste of points. It doesn't have to be luxury either. The impetus for me starting this company was learning to use points to bail myself out of scenarios where I just didn't like the prices I had to pay. And so points work for bigger, better luxuries, but they also work sometimes to bail you out of expensive scenarios. So the one thing that you absolutely positively must do is you have to transfer the points. So if there's anything you take away from today's lesson, it's please, please, please don't waste your points for less than at least 2 cents a piece. So transferring points, what does this mean? You're literally taking the points, and instead of spending them with your credit card company, with the Chase Travel Portal or the Capital One Travel Portal or the Amex Travel Portal, or the Citi Travel Portal, they're all transferable points. But if you're spending them with your credit card company, that's not transferring points, and you will not get more than a couple cents a piece. So this means that they're flexible, and you can spend however little points the airline or hotel or sometimes cruise line are willing to take. And that's where you find those opportunities that I showed you earlier. Only transfer them, when you've verified that there are actually seats or rooms available for that amount of points, and when they pass that 2-cent test. Here is the step-by-step process. So the first thing you do is just log into your Chase account and navigate to the Ultimate Rewards portal. And once you get in there, you click Transfer to Travel Partners. And you can choose your transfer partner, whether it's Hyatt, United, Southwest, wherever you found that good deal. So once you do that, you just go to, you click on the travel button and you just click transfer points to partner. And then you just choose the airline or hotel that you want to transfer to. And then so if you're not already linked, you'll have to enter your loyalty number in your Hyatt or your United or your Air Canada account. Do you want to just double check and make sure that those seats or those rooms are available on the dates that you're looking to transfer them for? So you will have to wait for the transfer to process. Most are instant. And you can just log out and log back in and you'll see the points in your account instantly. And then once your points appear, you can book it. So let's just talk about this. It's subtly different, but it's very much the same process with Amex. So this is for Amex membership rewards points. Click on rewards and benefits in the top right of the menu. And then under earn and redeem, you're going to select transfer points. And then you're going to choose your transfer partner. So I got ahead of myself, link that loyalty account. Again, very important, confirm the availability of the hotel or airline that you're transferring to, but confirm the math, make sure it's worth the transfer of points. Wait for the transfer to process. Same rules apply. Most of the airlines and hotels are the same. And then once that transfer is complete, hurry up and book it. So again, I know I've said this a couple times, always check availability first. So again, is it worth it? So we have the calculator. Here's a quick, easy example of doing that math. And like I said, we like you to at least double the value of your points. So the easy in your head math scenario is to just remove 2 zeros. If a flight is 60,000 points, that's $600 worth of points if you just drop these 2 zeros. You want to get a minimum of $1,200 in travel value. You'll be really mad if you knew that you cashed them out for an iPad or, a $400 flight, because what difference does it make? It's a free flight. So that's the easy one to do in your head. Method 2, just use our calculator, jgoot.com/calculator. Always aim for 2 cents or more. In the portal, you're going to get about a penny. Sometimes it's less than that. You'll only get a half a cent each. In other words, the credit card company will make it really easy for you to hit a button and get a $500 statement credit with 100,000 points, but we know better. So we want you to get at least $2,000 out of that 100,000 points, and preferably $10,000 or $20,000. So my points haven't shown up yet. Some are instant, others can take 24 to 72 hours. Check average transfer times. If it's really like an important flight and there aren't a lot of backup options, and this is your first point transfer and you're really nervous about that, try picking up the phone, call the airline and ask them. Say, hey, this is the first time I've ever done this and I'm excited to fly on your airline. Is there a chance you could put the flight on hold while I transfer my points to you? And sometimes some airlines will do that. So flights versus hotels, general rule, they don't have great hotel redemptions. So typically Amex is going to be best for flights. Chase is great because it's flexible. This is why we recommend starting with Chase. If you can't find a good deal on a flight, you can probably find a good deal on a hotel. And then you can stack your points. So you can find cheap cash flights with points, or you can find cheap cash flights that earn you points, redeem your points for flights that are expensive that you don't want to spend the cash on. So in summary, don't use points for gift cards. Never use your points for Amazon purchases. Even Portal, Capital One says, oh, you can book any flight you want. Yeah, for a penny a piece. Don't do that. 95% of the time, we recommend transferable points that can transfer to very, very valuable airlines. And those are Chase Ultimate Rewards points and Amex Membership Rewards points. Start with Chase, get that 60,000, 50,000 sign-up bonus. Who cares how much it is? Go and practice with 10,000 points on a little staycation and learn how to get $300 to $500 in value out of 10,000 points. Once you've done that, then the light bulb goes off. Then you start to see it. Until you've done that, none of this will make any sense. It will all feel overwhelming, and you're just putting the cart before the horse. So go get the right points, learn how to get max value from them, and it all gets a lot easier from there. But I would venture a guess that most of the questions here are from people who haven't learned to do that one important thing because they haven't learned how to take advantage of transfer partners that will give you 2 to 25 times more value out of your points.
Very good. So I'll just echo this. This was great. Somebody said my husband says it's a cult until we used 50,000 points on 2 nights at a $650 per night Hyatt. So $500 worth of points for $1,300 worth of free hotel stay. There's another one that beats that 2-cent rule.
Yeah, 2.6 cent redemption. That's great.
There you go. See, I thought I was doing well just to say it beat 2, but you're going to get to the to the exact number. Right. Yeah, I love it. Joel, thank you. Thanks to everybody. I will say, if you need more help as you're working on this stuff, visit jgoot.com/services. A lot of different ways that we can work together and help you as you run into roadblocks and that kind of thing along the way. But take that challenge. Start with that. Start with exactly what Joel called us out to do today. See what you can find. So Joel, thank you.